short today. Now, if you see in any age, given not even the current context, any age, there are 5 sectors, 5 domains and sectors which shape the consciousness of that age. One is the way you kind of communicate. So communication technology, which has now become digitized, in fact, and there are communication economics, because you can spread out your large platforms. You can kind of, go out and communicate instantly at a very less cost. So there is that incremental cost is less, that marginal cost of expanding your network is less and less, and it's becoming lesser and lesser. While your efficiency is increasing, but the cost is coming down. This is the current technology doing. So whether it's in the art of communication, so that is one aspect. Communication, transport, energy, food and agriculture, and material. These are the 5 sectors of any economy, of any society for that matter.
Can you repeat that for us? Sorry, can you repeat that for us? Yeah.
Communication, transport, energy, food and agriculture, and materials, which means like cement, steel, and whatever, you require. So imagine the technology in each of these 5 sectors today is, because of AI and ML and digital technology, is reached a stage. I think now it won't be disturbed because I've put it on hotspot. So this is now irrespective of the power going away. Can you hear me? Continue to hear me? Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly. No issues.
So right. So no, the power went off again.
Yes.
Right. So in these sectors, what's happening? The technology is such that there are
but you were perfect. Yeah.
Efficiency in cost and capability curve. Now, what is more efficient cost and capability curves? It means in today's world, technology is shaping itself up that the efficiency of the technology is going up, the cost is coming down. Now, that is what is the reason for disruption. The technology is disruptive. If it were very expensive, it won't make a difference. It will never disrupt any society or technology. But today's technology is such that its efficiency is going up, capability is going up, but the cost is coming down. So in all these 5 sectors, like you see, communication technology, digitization, platform, enhancement, reaching out to billions of people instantly at the least possible cost. And the cost is continuing to come down and down. Like in the energy sector, you are the solar, wind, and battery together. The world, there are studies showing that 4 days of, just in fact, having 4 days of storage capacity, you can have 100%, utilization of coal, the electricity, wind and battery together can contribute to 100% utilization of electricity and the power needs, energy needs of the world. So this is the efficiency that we are trying to generate. And the cost is the least possible cost. Energy systems is the least possible energy cost systems ever achieved by mankind. Solar, wind, and battery taken together with 4 days of storage only, not seasonal storage that was always raised as a problem. So now the point is that similarly, food and agriculture, we are developing technology, which is like, very specialized precision technology, which means that you can create food, 100% food, like proteins, any kind of proteins from out in the laboratory, which is organic, managing the microscopic, the microbe content of the stomach of the animal. So you just required 1 microbe. So you can feed the 10 billion population that we are likely to have at the least possible cost. So this will be food, which will be real organic food. It will not be the artificial food that we are, genomic food or genomically modified food. No, it is not. So food you can have at the least possible cost. You can similarly, like the energy, you can even transport. The transportation disruption is not electric vehicles or any such vehicle which uses the kind of renewable energy sources. But the real transformation would be when it goes automated. So autonomous transport system using, in fact, becoming the kind of renewables energy sources is the disruptor. It will become like we have SaaS, SaaS in technology these days, software as a support, and there you can have transport as a service or support, TaaS instead of SaaS. So that is how the revolution is going to take place. So, and the Fourth is the arena of food and agriculture. I've already told transport, energy, telecommunication, materials, green carbon, green kind of, this thing, greening the carbon, using green steel, greening the kind of cement, which are the biggest polluters at the reducing cost, because the renewable energy cost is going to come down comparative to the non-renewable ones. And therefore, as it is, the oil, the kind of, coal, they are already long back gone away. Even gas is now more expensive than producing energy through solar, wind, and battery combined together. So that kind of technological disruption is happening. And these are the areas wherever one can, they have to grow. Green steel, green cement, green kind of, transport system, green energy, and I would say the telecommunication system and the communication system, which is already going greener. Except that, yes, you have to manage edge data centers. It consumes a lot of electricity because the kind of, the chips. And say, in fact, and when, you produce a lot of software and you have a lot of interaction with technology, there's a lot of power consumption, but then more and more power is now going to go into the renewable space. So therefore, the whole cost of the capability will go up. Cost as a macro level also will come down. And on a larger systemic level also will come down. So this is the revolution which is happening. And in this space, technology will become super efficient. As I said, it will become super efficient that it can create aeroplanes which will not burn the environment. Because there are three revolutions which are taking place. One is the technology revolution, the other is the sustainability revolution, and the third is the purpose revolution. The more societal purpose, that the new generation is more concerned about purpose. Why am I doing whatever I'm doing? Why should I continue to do things that I don't like doing? So there is more freedom, space of freedom being sought after by youngsters, intergenerational, networks being created, which are more positively driven. Reverse mentoring areas are coming up. Like a lot of things I learned from you and the youngsters like you. So this is the kind of shaping up of the society which is taking up. So there are a lot of spaces for now people really become spiritual and more human. I wouldn't say even spiritual. You become more human. Becoming more human is modernity, because now you can become modern in that sense. Modernity will have two aspects of it. One is that you can, how can we create great minds in people? Yeah, that's a great question RK has asked. And RK, incidentally, RK and I go long back in Reliance. He was, of course, a management trainee when I was kind of, first introduced to him, and what a tremendous growth he has had in his career. But I think, and whenever I meet him, I feel that, that person in him has always grown. So he has become professionally senior, but then the richness of his personality is something that I like and love most. So anyways, so how do you create those great minds is that you become modern. Modernity will have scientific temper and humanism put together. Because you know what happened? In these days of rationality, we think that, okay, whatever is human is perhaps relationship driven. It's a waste of time. It's in fact leveraging on your cost and a lot of things, your cost is kind of, unnecessarily being spent on that. It's less efficient. No, it's not. Because scientific temper is required. Science takes you to the other extreme of scienticism. That's also not a right worldview. Because humans cannot exist on prose alone. Humans cannot exist only on technology. You have to have the moderated by humanism, emotions. The poetry of life is required for humans, in fact, to exist. Not only the prose and poetry together make you more human and better evolved humans. So live your life full king size. That is my message to all of you. Live your life with love, health, and happiness, with money in its place. Money is very important. But you should try to become not wealthy alone, but rich. Now, what is richness and wealth? Wealthy and richness, the difference is richness. Richness means whenever you have capability, do it good to others. When you can give. A beggar on the street, if he has 2 chapatis, if he or she shares 1 chapati with the other, he is, in my definition, in my opinion, richer than even Ambani's, who may not be ready to give to others. So as long as you're not able to give it to others, that's your richness. Your wealth is something that you've built for yourself. But what you give to others, what capability you have, what orientation, what ideas, what inclination you have for doing things good to others is what makes you more human. So that I think, RK, probably answers your question, that you have to have a mix of scientific temper and humanism. Every day in the morning, we must pinch ourselves. Am I modern or am I? And modernity does not mean contemporaneity, by the way. There were modern people in ancient times and ancient people in modern times. Like Osama bin Laden, he's living in contemporary times, but he's not modern. He still has an ancient mindset about parochialism, fighting, killing, ruthless, in fact, killing of people. He believes that non-violence is something that was preached by Buddha long back, and he is still modern because he followed a scientific route. Rama, Krishna, Muhammad Sahab, even if you see the founders of Christianity, and particularly Jesus Christ himself, they were all driven by scientific temper, that spirit of inquiring, knowing what it is, what is the truth. They discovered for themselves, uncovered the truth for themselves, and discovered the true meaning of life, and also were humane. They did things that were good for humans. So humanism and scientific temper